Ever wonder what really holds a company together? From a tiny startup in a garage to a massive global empire, they're all built on a foundation of, well, paper. In this explainer, we're going to pull back the curtain on the essential legal documents that are the true blueprint of business. These are the papers that guide every decision, every dollar raised, and every huge transformation.
So let's start with a really interesting question. A company, legally speaking, is what they call an artificial person. Kind of weird, right? It can own a skyscraper and sign contracts, but it doesn't have a mind or a voice of its own. So how in the world does it actually make a choice? Well, it needs a formal, legally binding way to show what it wants to do. And that whole process starts by putting pen to paper. And I mean every single corporate action. We're talking everything from hiring a new CEO to launching a product that's going to change the world. It all kicks off with a formal written decision. This is step one, the crucial moment where the company finds its official voice. And that official voice, it has a name, a resolution. The best way to think about it is like the official minutes from the company's brain making a decision. It's the formal, written proof that after a vote, the company, through its leaders, has decided to do something. It's a commitment.
But here's the thing, not all decisions are created equal. For the day-to-day stuff, an ordinary resolution is all you need. That just requires a simple majority to pass. But for the really big, game-changing moves, like totally changing what the company was created to do, you need a special resolution. And this one's a much higher hurdle. The votes in favor have to be at least 3 times the votes against. So the takeaway is pretty simple. The bigger the decision, the tougher it is to get it approved. Okay, so the company is up and running. It's making decisions, but to grow, it needs fuel. And that fuel is cash. But raising money isn't just about asking for a check. It comes with its own whole world of very, very important legal documents.
One of the oldest ways to get a big loan is the good old mortgage. Now, the legal definition sounds super complicated, but the idea is actually really simple. Think of it like the company pawning its headquarters. It temporarily gives the bank an interest in its property as a guarantee for a loan. The company gets the cash it needs to expand, and the bank gets a safety net just in case.
But, and this is a big but, not all mortgages are the same. This is where the fine print really matters. A simple mortgage, for example, lets the company keep using its property. But with a Usufructuary mortgage, the bank can actually take possession of the building and collect rent from it to pay off the loan. So you see how a few different words can totally change the deal? It literally determines who holds the keys.
Mortgaging the office building isn't the only game in town, though. Companies can also issue something called debentures. You can just think of a debenture as a corporate IOU. So instead of getting one massive loan from one bank, the company's basically getting a bunch of smaller loans from lots of different investors. It's a really smart way to spread out the risk and get access to a way bigger pool of money. All right, the decisions have been made, the funding is secure. Now the company is ready for its most dramatic moves, large-scale transformation. We're entering the world of mergers and acquisitions, where the legal blueprint allows for a complete corporate makeover. So when one company wants to flat out buy another one, the most important document in the whole process is the Share Purchase Agreement, or SPA for short. This thing is the ultimate bill of sale for an entire business. It's an incredibly detailed contract that spells out every single term for handing over ownership of the company's shares. And buying a company is definitely not like buying groceries. It's a carefully planned process. It all starts with negotiations, of course, to agree on the big stuff. Then comes the drafting of that formal share purchase agreement, which lays out all the rights, the responsibilities, all the conditions. And then you have the final step, the closing. That's the big moment where the money and the shares officially trade hands, and the buyer becomes the new legal owner. But buying another company isn't the only way to transform. You can also amalgamate. The best analogy is to think of 2 rivers flowing together to create a new, much bigger one. In this process, 2 companies combine, but instead of one just taking over the other, both of them actually dissolve, and a totally new company rises from the ashes. So what's the real difference here? Well, it's a huge strategic choice. A share purchase is a takeover. The big fish eats the small fish. An amalgamation, on the other hand, is a true merger. 2 companies join forces to create something brand new that has the strengths of both. One is an acquisition. The other is a creation. So why did we just walk through all this legalese in paperwork? Because these documents, they aren't just boring formalities. They are the actual tools of corporate strategy. They are the blueprint of business itself. Let's do a super quick recap. Resolutions are how a company decides. Mortgages and debentures are how it funds its big ideas. And share purchase agreements and amalgamations are how it completely transforms itself. You see, each document marks a critical moment in the life of a business, from its very first idea to its ultimate evolution. So just remember, behind every huge business story you read about, every headline-grabbing merger, every product launch that changes our lives, there is a stack of these carefully written documents making it all possible. This is the invisible architecture of the entire global economy. And that's a pretty powerful thought, isn't it? These legal structures are what allow one person's idea to become a massive organization that can literally change the world. Understanding the blueprint is the first step. The next one is deciding what you want to create.